Ooh, the red light's going, isn't it? That means we're probably live. Hello, YouTube. Yes, all of YouTube that's watching me now, I'm sure. I expect that's how it works, isn't it? Is you go live and immediately all of YouTube joins in. Oh, wow. That's how it works, isn't it? Is you go live. Yeah, and I can hear myself. Brilliant. We're off. Well, we're probably going to be a bit lonely in here tonight, unfortunately. I understand. I just caught the end of Goz's stream, and I thought, oh, well, obviously I'll go live after Goz has gone off, and everyone will come and join my stream. And now apparently main loop's starting now, so everyone will be over there. And my what's more, my administration manager Sarah. Hello, Sarah. In the future, she's asleep at the moment, so yeah, it's probably going to be just me. But you know me, I love to the sound of my own voice. So let's crack on. It's been a little while, hasn't it? It's probably been about a week since we were looking at cards in Morningtide and Eventide. I had a look earlier. We got up to Glenelender Archmage. That one stung, actually. That one really hurt because it's such a groovy card in paper. We do have another one of my favourite kind of lore-winny cards coming up later in the set, Vendilion Click. I really like that one in paper as well. I think I used to play with that in Legacy decks, in paper Legacy decks. I can't quite remember. I think so. But that one's not too bad. It's not a top-class card, but it's pretty good, actually. We'll get to that when we get to that. V is a long way off, obviously. Let's go. Graceful Reprieve. Return your first creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. I'm mentally logging this because I'm going to want to be mastering this with a space-time anomaly in Planar Chaos with my Nethergoyf. That's why I'm mentally logging it, but, you know, obviously it's pretty bad. So, Grazing Kelpie. When this, I probably mastered this today. You'll notice it's mastered. I probably did it today in Fateful Showdown. When this creature, what the hell is it? It's a big ball of fluff with some twigs stuck in it, apparently. When this creature is destroyed, move the first card from your graveyard to the bottom of your library. Again, we have to ask, who is this for? Nobody. This is for nobody. Great Bow Doyen. Oh, I should get I'm just squinting at the screen a little bit. I should put my glasses on. I have to remember I'm an old man now. Here we go. Yes, everything's in focus now. We can look at the lovely artwork of Great Bow Doyen. While this creature is on the battlefield, I like those words. I hate equipment, as you probably all know, that keeps triggering at the start of your turn. I want to see more of this while this thing is on the battlefield. That's the thing. Then we don't end up with any more of those useless bloody supports to say at the start of your turn, your creatures gain hexproof, and in the meantime, your creature gets shot. Your archer creatures get +2/+2. I mean, I can't imagine there's many archer creatures. There's probably quite a few of the elves in whatever set this is in are probably archers, but I can't imagine there's many archers. Enough to make us want to play this 14 mana 2/4, which, you know, is a 4/6 with reach. Is that good? No. When an archer creature you control deals combat damage to a creature, deal that much damage to the opposing planeswalker. See, that's almost a thing, isn't it? Oh, this is a rubbish bad card. But, you know, the fact that it's got a defensive ability, and then whenever it blocks, it deals some damage to your opponent. That's a thing, isn't it? Do you know what that was a thing on? That was a thing on Phyrexian Vindicator, wasn't it? We liked that. The big difference being that Phyrexian Vindicator didn't die because it had prevent damage. And this does in fact die. Grimoire Thief. At the beginning of your turn, destroy the top 2 cards of your library. Activate 2, destroy this card. Then return the first 6 cards from your graveyard into play. Well, we like into play, don't we? Under your control. Yeah, it's kind of, there's an awful lot of power here, isn't there? You know, it does actually dump the cards into your graveyard for you, doesn't it? Every turn you get 2 cards into the graveyard, albeit that's a bit slow. So it's putting the cards in the graveyard a bit slowly, and it's bringing them back a bit unreliably with Activate 2. Activate 2 is not very good, is it? But, you know, there's a bit of power there. But, I mean, I'm lax to put this anywhere out of high shit tier. In fact, it's probably not even getting to the top of high shit tier. Yeah, but even with all the power that's in this card, I think we all look at it, don't we, and just think, I can get these effects better elsewhere. Don't we? See, Activate 2's the main problem on there. Groundling Pouncer. It's a harpy, is it? Apparently it's a fairy. Is that that's not a fairy. That's a fairy. They all look like bees and wasps in Eventide. That doesn't look like a fairy at all. Is that a fairy? Oh, I'm going to go and have a look. Off to my PC. Groundling Pouncer. It is a fairy. It doesn't look like one. It looks like a harpy. I want my money back. Activate 2 green or blue. This creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. Yeah, whatever. You know. Maybe high-low shit tier. No, not really. Better than some low shit tier cards. Gwillian Hedgemage. Gwillian Hedgemage. Yeah, Gwillian Hedgemage. When this creature enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more land supports, including their reinforcements, create a 1/1. Don't do me any favours. When this creature leaves the battlefield, if you control 2 or more land supports. This feels like an old Octagon card, doesn't it? It's full of words that nobody cares about because it's all such low power. Really does feel like an Octagon card. Maybe they found it down the back of the fridge or something and went, oh, well, this is a good design. It's got lots of words on it. It must be good. We'll put it in the next set. Oh, and here's some more. This is another Hedgemage. When this creature enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more land supports, including the reinforcements, your opponent discards a card. I mean, you'd assume it's the last card in their hand. They're a bit funny about these discard effects at the moment. Webcore are. Often at the moment when they say a card discards a card, it doesn't specify which one it is. Sometimes, because of whatever other card template they've used to convert the code and made the card, it ends up discarding the first card in the hand. So you've always just got to kind of be aware of that. And sometimes they don't bother to fix these things either. They don't really care. Webcore don't really care if everything's working right or not, you know what I mean, especially on the low power cards. And obviously that's what this is. It's not like it actually discards a card. No, you need your 2 land supports first. So, low power. When this creature leaves the battlefield, move the first card from your graveyard to the top of your library. Yeah, they keep putting this sentence on this. This is obviously for Clash. I mean, Clash was never in paper. It was never an ability that got as far as constructed tournaments, did it? You would play it in the pre-release. You would play it with sealed. You might play it with a bit of draft, maybe. But no place for this sentence. No place for Clash, basically, in Magic Puzzle Quest. And so definitely no place for this sentence in Magic Puzzle Quest. Hallowed Burial. Hallowed Burial. Okay, yeah. Return all creatures to the bottom of its owner's library. Okay, Wrath of God effect. This is a Wrath of God effect that affects things like loot. All of your persist creatures will go. Not that I've seen a persist creature that's any good, but anything that's a bit sticky to the board, like, as I say, like loot particularly. I never have a problem with loot because, you know, when I'm in a coalition event, I'm playing with a Minotaur, I'm exiling things with her second ability, I'm exiling things with Merciless Eviction. But sometimes I go and I play my alternate account, and I've not got very good cards on my alternate account, so maybe I end up using something like Push-Pull. You know, that used to be a good card, you know, back before Outlaws of Thunder Junction was printed. And sometimes with my alt account, I have a bit of a problem dealing with loot. So, you know, this nice effect here, on a rare, that's okay, isn't it? You like the fact that it doesn't put a Galta. If you play this against Grist, it doesn't put a Galta back in their graveyard where it immediately comes back out again. It's okay as a board sweep. It's okay. It's not a one-sided board sweep, is it? I mean, obviously it's worse than Deem Inferior. I mean, this is putting things on the bottom. Deem Inferior is putting them on the top, so they come straight back out of the deck again. But, you know, only blowing up your opponent's creatures considerably better than blowing up both sides of the board. I'm always looking out for board sweeps in Colours of Magic, actually, because now that I'm playing Quintorius Candle all the time, I like to load up on board sweeps and just blow the board up constantly. And then obviously I'm winning with his ultimate. I'm not bothered about attacking with things. I don't care if I kill my own creatures. And I don't even really care that this costs more than 11 mana for Colours of Magic. So, yeah, this looks like a bit of a Colours of Magic card to me. But I don't think I'm going to play it anywhere else. Did I finish my thought there? No, I didn't finish my thought. My thought was that I was saying out loud that the fact that it costs more than 11 mana doesn't matter too much, because you can set it up and cast it over multiple turns. A board sweep you can, because you can just let Greg load up on the board and get, you know, mega card advantage because you're blowing up 4 of his creatures. You know what I mean, with the reinforcements. With 1 of your spells. So it's kind of okay that you have to play it over 2 turns. So, yeah, I'll play that in Colours of Magic. Harvest Gwillion with Wither. Yeah, they've forgotten that creatures don't block, have they? Again, you know, slightly better than the old 6 mana 2/2. They're power creeping the very crappiest creatures in the game. That's good. And in another, at this rate, in another 20 or 30 years, maybe 1 or 2 of them will be playable. Unfortunately, they're still power creeping the top end as well, so no, they won't be. Hatchet Bully. Activate 1. Right, in keeping with the theme that they've decided that the theme of Shadowmoor is activate 1. Deal 2 damage to a creature or planeswalker, create a blight gem, whatevs. Hate Flayer. I've seen some people talking about this. Hate Flayer. When this creature attacks, I've got this one actually. The first opposing creature gets -X/-X permanently. If you can't, deal X damage to the opposing planeswalker. X is this creature's power. So, you know, this is very high shit tier. Maybe, you know, in this day and age, we've got rid of god shit tier these days, and so I suppose we can put this into mid shit tier, isn't it? Are the kind of people who like playing with, oh, what's the angel? I can't remember her name again. Oh, I keep forgetting her name. You know, one, and she attacks and she deals 6 damage to opponent's first creature, and then you draw a card. Kind of people who like playing with that will probably like playing with this. You know what I'm going to say about it, though, don't you? You know, is it doesn't kill a Galta. I mean, it kind of does over multiple turns. If you can attack with this 3 times, then, you know, then it has killed a Galta, isn't it? But not really, because over the course of those 3 turns, the Grist that you're facing spends 6 loyalty and puts a second one into play. So they're still hitting, even though Galta's getting smaller every single turn, it's still very large and it's still hitting you in the face. it's fine. I'll master it. I'll be probably in Planar Chaos. It's good enough to master in Planar Chaos. It gets to be mid-tier, I think. Elemental. There's nothing particularly about this that says I'll want to play it in a coalition event because of the objectives. You know, that's a time when I might pull up a mid-tier card and throw it into a coalition deck. It's fine. Some people will really like it, I imagine. Hearthfire Hobgoblin, 9 mana, double striking, 2/2. Okay. Heartlast Cinder. I mean, not okay. No. For the new viewers, no. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm moving on to the next card now because this one's bad. I'm not saying it's okay. No, it's not. No. Shit tier. Mid shit tier? Yeah, probably mid shit tier. Anything with double strike gets to be a mid shit tier over low shit tier. Heartlast Cinder. When this creature enters the battlefield, it gets +X+0 until end of your turn. I mean, come on! X is equal to your chroma red. It could have it permanently, couldn't it? Helix Pinnacle. Now this just wins the game in paper, doesn't it? I believe it costs 1 green mana in paper. And you put it in play, and it has Shroud, so it can't get shot. And you pay X mana. Whenever you like, pay X mana and put X tokens on it. And when it has 100 tokens on it, you win the game. So it's a fun alternate win condition. It's not particularly powerful. You know, but while you're trying to put 100 mana into this card over however many turns, your opponent is, you know, killing you actively. You can't really stop him killing you because that means it takes you even longer to put 100 mana into it. I don't know if anyone ever plays with Helix Pinnacle in Commander or anything. But that's the point of the card. It's an alternate win condition. Let's see what we've got here. At the beginning of your turn, each creature that costs X or less in your hand gains full mana. Well, that's completely different. Am I thinking of a different card? I'm off to my PC. Helix Pinnacle. No, 100. Yeah, that's the paper version. If there are 100 more tower counters on Helix Pinnacle, you win the game. That's what the paper version does. No, this is completely different. Each creature that costs X or less in your hand gains full mana. Well, we love the words full mana, don't we? And we worry that they're broken. I think that the chroma symbol here on the card, yeah, and the fact that it says chroma down here, I think that's going to dampen our ardour for those words full mana on this particular card. When a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature gets +X+X. X is equal to your chroma green. Okay, so it's turn 1. We put this into play with a green match. We've now got chroma 1. At the beginning of your turn, each creature that costs X or less in your hand gains full mana. Right, so yeah, we don't really care about the fact that each creature in our hand that costs less than X gets full mana until X gets up to what number? I mean, I'm saying at least, I reckon about 14. At least 10. 6 is no good, is it? 6 is no good. I mean, 6 does put a Startled Awake into play. But I mean, who cares? You can just make a match and put a Startled Awake into play and you're off. You know? And it's going to take a long time to get chroma 10 or chroma 14, isn't it? And until then, you're not getting any effect off that first clause on the card. It's not like you're putting some mana into those cards. No. Either the creature costs less than X and it gets full mana, or you get nothing in it. But you do get a little bit on the bottom there. When a non-token creature enters the battlefield, it gets +X+X. So really that's the interesting part of the card, I think, isn't it? Because you play this Helix Pinnacle on your first turn with a green match. That puts your chroma up to 1. And every creature you play from then on, every creature you cast that's an actual creature, non-token creature, gets +1/+1. And then when you put your chroma up to +2, every creature you cast gets +2/+2. So that's a much more powerful effect than the effect on the top half of the card, the beginning of each turn effect. But still, honestly, pretty low power, really, isn't it? It's 1/1, +2/2, +3/3. Is anyone excited by this? Anyone who likes playing with that thing that gives everything +X, where X is the total shields of your supports? Oh, my brain's just not firing on all cylinders at the moment, is it? It's that... Oh, Zibvert's in. Zibvert said, Aurelia the Law above, probably at the point where I was trying to remember the name of that angel. Thank you very much, Zibvert. While you're here, Zibvert, what's the name of the card that I'm trying to think of now that does the +X for every... Banner of Kinship! Hey! Oh, bless him, yeah. So normally I could remember the name of... I'm a bit surprised I couldn't remember the name of either of those cards. So yeah, it could be worse, this card. Does it get to go into high shit tier? It doesn't get to come out of shit tier, that's the important thing. I guess it goes into high shit tier, but it doesn't get to come out of shit tier. Heritage Druid. When you make your first match by swap each turn, if you control 3 different elf creatures, gain 10 mana. We like gaining 10 mana. It's a bit too much of a downside, isn't it? With 3 different elf creatures. Way too much of a downside. 2 elves? Would it be alright with 2 elves? No, probably not. I mean, obviously you can't just put it into playing at 10 mana a turn. You can't just get 10 mana a turn off a card. That would be ludicrous, wouldn't it? I mean, no, probably not. They probably would do that in this day and age. It's arguably Marvo's better than that. But this one, no, with 3 elves, definitely not. Hobgoblin Dragon. Garbage. Nice picture, though. That's what we can say about that. Nice picture. Hoof. Skulking. Yeah, this is going to be rubbish, isn't it? Enters about 31st. Green creature gets +1/+1. Yeah. Again, you see, 4 mana 2/2, not a 6 mana 2/2. A little bit of power creep going on at the bottom end of the game where we don't care about it. Hostile Realm. Beginning of your turn, your first creature gains Menace. Absolute garbage. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin. My brain wants me to go, oh, what? How could I make a better version of this card? But, like, literally anything would be a better version of this card, wouldn't it? You know? There's too many suggestions to make a better version of that card. That's one of the worst cards in the entire game. Hunting Triad. Kindred Elf. Which one's Kindred and which one's Kinship? This is the one where when you cast it, your elves get +1/+1, and any elf cards in your hand get 3 mana. Create 3 elf warrior tokens. When this card is discarded, your first creature gets +1/+1. Yeah, it's the reinforce clause again on the bottom there. I really wish they'd just done it when you exiled the card. I really do. I mean, I'll play that in Silver Jewel, probably. Idle Thoughts. At the end of your turn, if you don't have cards in your hand, draw 3 cards. I mean, again, you know, there may have been an early point in the game, maybe even later than 2016, when I would have played this. You know, I played with Curse of Surveillance in the past. Sometimes I still play with an old deck, and it's got that pyramid. What's the 4 mana colourless pyramid that draws a card every turn? Not Tamio's Journal. Tamio's Journal, again, that's one of those cards we used to use back in the olden days. I want to say Pyramid of Sunsets. 4 mana and it loses a charge every turn and draws you a card. Those are the kind of cards that I was playing with nearly 10 years ago. I would have played with this back then. You can see that there's some mastery in it, but that's not because I'm playing with it, that's because I'm mastering it. We've moved beyond this though these days. It's not particularly very good even though it's drawing 3 cards. 3 cards a turn. I mean, come on. But no, don't like it. Impelled Giant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this creature gets +X/0 until end of turn. X is equal to your chroma red. Or while on the battlefield, perhaps. Why does it have to animate every single turn and slow everything down? While on the battlefield. You know those words exist, Webcore. I know you do now. Start writing those on things. 15 mana, 3/3. Rubbish. Indigo Fairy. When this creature enters the battlefield, fetch the first blue card from your library. Yeah, 8 mana, 1/1. I mean, 8 mana, 1/1's pointless. There would be... I don't think we've seen this before. Fetch the first blue card in your library. You know, immediately my brain starts thinking, you could fetch a specific card out of your library. I mean, you've got the problem with this actual card here is that it is blue. So it's most likely to fetch a copy of this. You'd need to make it red, wouldn't you? Have a red card that says, fetch the first blue card of your library. Yeah? And then you could make it pretty bad. I think 8 mana 1/1 is a bit too bad. But you could make a card like that pretty... Maybe like a 4 mana 1/1. Yeah, 4 mana 1/1. It's red. It fetches the first blue card. And then you could put just 1 blue card in your deck. Fetch it out. Yeah? I don't think so. You can do that with this, but it's liable to fetch itself, you know? And then you think, oh, well, I'll just play it again and get the next blue card, but then it might fetch itself again. It's too slow like this. Iterate. Give us a new version of that design, please, Mr. Webcore. Ink Dissolver. Destroy the top 3 cards of each player's library. Rubbish. Inside Out, switch the power and toughness of your first creature, then draw a card. Rubbish! Inspired Sprite, what have we got here? See, that's what a fairy looks like. None of this bloody weird harpy nonsense. 12 mana. Haste. Not haste, that's flash, not haste, isn't it? 2/2. At the end of your turn, discard a card without mana from your hand and draw 2 cards. When you cast a wizard, gain 4 mana. It's a wizard card. Not putting wizards into play. That's not good enough, is it? Nope. I mean, it's reminding me of... what's it reminding me of? It's reminding me of a card from this set. It's a blue card. It's some kind of foggy thing. Steamcore Scholar, that's what it's reminding me of. When this creature enters the battlefield, discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. Right, so that one's doing it every turn. But people like Steamcore Scholar, don't they? Because, you know, you can leave... I don't particularly like it because you have to leave it and play ages for it to really pump itself up. But if it doesn't die, it could be quite good, you know. It's quite easy to draw a lot of cards during your turn. People like Steamcore Scholar, this fairy wizard. Card name... Yep. Where are we? Inspired Sprite. No, don't think they're going to be playing with Inspired Sprite. Inundate. Return each non-blue creature to their owner's hand. Seems a bit expensive. 20 mana. Let me tell you where my head's at. I'm thinking, as you know, as I've just told you earlier, I quite like to play board sweeps in Colours of Magic, and I don't much mind when they cost more than 11 mana. But the problem is if they get too close to 22 mana, that's a bit too much, because Greg can, you know, there are abilities where Greg makes a match on one of the nodes. I can't remember if it's a top or the bottom, and it will make your spells a bit more expensive. And that's okay if you're playing with like something like Ghostway that costs 16 mana. You were expecting to spend 2 turns casting that, and Greg made it a bit more expensive, and you're still spending 2 turns playing that. But with a board sweep like this, that's costing 20, you might get pushed into 3 turns, and I don't like that particularly. So that's what I mean by this is too expensive. I mean, obviously it's too expensive most of the time when you could be playing with Deem Inferior. And in fact, you can be playing with Deem Inferior, I just noticed, in Colours of Magic yourself, can't you? Because it's also rare. Yeah, this is very similar to Deem Inferior. Well, not very similar, but very comparable. You'd always play that, wouldn't you? I mean, it's difficult to get your hands on Deem Inferior. This just seems way too expensive outside of Colours of Magic. As I say, I don't really like it inside Colours of Magic because of the cost that's edging ever closer to 22. But I'm not necessarily opposed to playing something like this in Colours of Magic. I think, isn't there something that does like non-white creatures? Isn't there a white spell that kills non-white creatures? Is it Mass Calcify, it might be called? And I think I've not yet had the chance to play that in Colours of Magic. But maybe I might test it out. I mean, you've always got that slight problem that you don't really know for a fact that your opponent isn't going to be playing with creatures of that colour. If you're a blue deck and you go up against a green deck, you can be fairly sure that he's not playing a whole load of blue creatures, but he can be playing blue-green creatures, and they wouldn't get bounced. So, that kind of effect, at the end of the day, you're probably going to throw it out of your deck and play just a straight board sweep. I spent too long on this card, didn't I? And it's not very good. Invert the Skies. If there are 6 or more... Oh, this is going to be bad. You can just tell from the name. The name and the structure. The fact that it's doing the 6 green gems on the board. Yeah? Don't even need to read it out. You're all way ahead of me, aren't you? So if there are 6 or more green gems on the board, each opposing creature loses flying. Now, let's just remember that the effect of that, the change that makes, is nothing. And if there are 6 or more blue gems on the board, your creatures gain flying. And again, that effect is nothing. This is a card that's working very hard to do nothing at all. Again, this is really, really an Octagon card, isn't it? I don't like this. 6 or more X gems on the board that they've done. They should have done something different. I spoke about that in the last one, what they could have done, didn't I? The last part of this, or maybe the first part. Jawbone Skulking sucks. Kinsbale Border Guard. What have we got here? When this creature enters the battlefield, this creature gets +X permanently. X is equal to the number of Kithkin cards you control, including their reinforcements. Okay. I mean, I've not seen a killer Kithkin deck. Oh, I mean, here's a mythic Kithkin that we're just about to run into. This is a 10 mana 2/2. It's a Kithkin, so we might be playing this opposite Kinsbale Border Guard. When another knight creature enters the battlefield under your control, that's a soldier, bad luck. That creature gains double strike. They did this quite a lot in Paper. There was, this crossover between Lorwyn and Morningtide. So Lorwyn was the creature type set, and then Morningtide cared about your job. So Lorwyn would care if you were an elf or a Kithkin, and then Morningtide would care if you were a rogue or a fighter. And there was really no need to translate that into Magic Puzzle Quest, was there? Yeah? That should be a Kithkin, that should be a Kithkin, this should trigger on Kithkins. I mean, it's bad enough making a Kithkin deck, isn't it? What, you're going to be playing with Kithkin Spellduster, are you? When it leaves the battlefield, destroy a random opposing enchantment support, you're going to be playing with that, are you? Okay. So yeah, This should have made other Kithkin creatures double strike. I mean, fuck it. Should have just made other creatures double strike, shouldn't it? It is bad enough trying to make a bloody tribal deck. Just give your other bloody creatures double strike, frankly. When a knight creature you control deals combat damage, that creature gets +1/+1. Again, should have just been a Kithkin. Should have moved away from the knight thing. Frankly, should have just mostly just done it to other creatures anyway, regardless of what they are. Creature. I mean, it's not much better than this, is it? Let's face it. Where was it? 9 mana double striking. Hearthfire Goblin. Really, this card that's a mythic. It's really not much better than that, is it? Anyone built a Kithkin deck? Let me know in the comments. Kithkin Spellduster out of look at, it's garbage. Kithkin Zealot. We should, let's just go back to this for a second. We should have had a bunch of Persist creatures printed for Colours of Magic. Persist is exactly what we need in Colours of Magic. The problem with Colours of Magic has generally been that it's much easier to kill your opponent's stuff. And this is just a question of the quality of the cards that we've had. It's easier to blow your opponent's stuff off the board than it is to build up a presence yourself on the board. And Persist would have been a really good way of making your creatures sticky. We should have seen a lot. This costs 11 mana. We should have seen a lot more creatures that just used Persist to give us some more playable staples in Colours of Magic. And they kind of shat the bed on that one, didn't they? I mean, this isn't going to leave the battlefield, is it? Because it doesn't have any kind of defensive ability. Kithkin Zealot. When this creature enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each black or red creature your opponent controls. Just, it's so bad. So bad. Kithkin Zephynaut. Okay, is anyone thinking of building the Kithkin deck yet? Yeah? These are your 3 creatures. You've got your Kinsbale Border Guard, your Kinsbale Cavalier. Obviously, you're not playing with Kithkin Zealot. Let's not be ridiculous. Maybe this is your 3rd creature, Kithkin Zephynaut. Remember, you can't have any more on the board, can you? What's this? Kinship. So this is the one with, if you draw, when you draw the first card in your turn, if that card shares a subtype with the subtype required by this card's kinship or the changeling ever. Jesus Christ. Then this card's kinship. So you have this on the board. That's what it is. You have this on the board and you draw your Kithkin Zealot, or, you know, let's be fair, your Kinsbale Cavalier, and this triggers. Okay? There's no mana or anything. You have these. You pay 9 mana to put this on the board. It doesn't do anything else, mind. It's just got the kinship effect. And then when you draw your Kinsbale Cavalier, this gets +2/+2 on flying and vigilance. Well, I mean, at least vigilance is actually a thing that might... Not really. Not really affecting the board, is it? No, you're not playing with that. Oh, and that was the end of the Kithkins, I'm afraid. Anyone hoping to build a killer Kithkin deck? That's the end of the new Kithkins you've got here. Jesus, look at this, 20 mana. Kindred Row, you can see what's going on here, can't you? They've put Prowl on it. They always do this, don't they? They go, oh, well, this effect that we're putting on the card reduces the card's cost by X. Therefore, we must increase the cost of the card in the actual casting cost by at least 2x. And that is our job done, our designer's job done. Kindred. Card with Kindred is cast. Creature gets +1/+1. Each card in hand with the same creature's subtype gains 3 mana. Oh yeah, and look, this is a rogue as well. It's not a fairy or anything. I mean, that's probably better. I know. I'll tell you who's a rogue. Do you want to know who's a rogue? Marvo is an octopus rogue. you know. So, I mean, you are getting a little crossover with creature types that are relevant, but very little. Fetch the first spell card from your opponent's library. That card gains 4 mana for 20 mana. I mean, I'd really rather just have my own one, please. I mean, you can not cast this. You can prowl this up. If you've got a rogue, yeah, you can prowl this up. So I've got my good rogue. I've got Marvo. I'm sure some of you are ahead of me on this one, but I'm just gonna keep going with it anyway. I've got my Marvo. I've got my knowledge exploitation in hand, yeah, and I'm going to attack 4 times with Marvo, huh? And then I won't even need to pay for the knowledge exploitation. How cool is that? 4 times I've attacked with Marvo, and then this gets cast completely free, and I get to steal a spell from my opponent's library, and it gets full mana. How cool is that? Well, I'll tell you, it's not actually that cool, and the reason is because when I've attacked with Marvo, I've probably done that 4 times already. Go and have a look at him. He's amazing. He really is. Marvo, the 8 mana creature card, probably has done that whole thing of stealing a card and putting full mana into it 4 times already before this is even triggered. Weak-ass card. Latchkey Fairy. When this creature enters the battlefield, draw a card. 8 mana 3/1 with Prowl. I mean, come on, that gets to be mid-shit tier at least. It's quite acceptable, isn't it, for a shit tier card? Well, for a mid-shit tier card, it's not getting into high shit tier. Leaf Crowned Elder. This is a 17 mana 4/7 with Defender. Kinship Treefolk. So you put this into play. You put your Leaf Crowned Elder into play. It's a 17 mana 4/7 with Defender. So it's probably going to die. But if it doesn't, and then you draw a Treefolk, anytime you draw, is that right? No, not anytime you draw. No, that would be too good, wouldn't it? The first card in your turn, only the first card. If it's a Treefolk, it gets full mana and you get to put it into play. So you're either playing this and you're only getting full mana for your Treefolks, or you're playing with Dragonhawk or Cruel Claw or Loot, and you're getting a full mana into your card every turn. I mean, come on. I mean, this cost 8 mana, you might think about it. No, I mean, you wouldn't. But 17 mana, no, absolutely not. Leering Emblem. Prowess. What's Prowess again? Prowess is whenever you cast a non-creature card, your first creature gets +2/+2 till the beginning of your next turn. Well, you know, I was going to say we've not really seen a lot of looping decks in this day and age. Certainly not ones that are good enough to play with this kind of damage effect that's this bad, really. I did run into somebody playing Ral. They were playing quite a loopy type thing in the last Coalition event, actually. They were playing Boy Ral. You know, the Ral who looks really young? I can't remember what his actual name is. The Ral who looks really young, anyway. Not the good Ral. Not the Ral who's associated with... Oh, I don't know what set he's from. Anyway, he managed to hit the loop timer. Bless him. He went on a big old loopity thing. I wish I could remember what is in his deck. I really can't. So, what am I saying? I'm saying this isn't good enough to play outside of a loop deck, and it's not good enough to play inside of a loop deck. That's what I'm saying about the card. Let's move on. Light from Within, we have seen. It was in the Elite Pack, wasn't it? Not the Elite Pack. There we go. Lightning Crafter. 8 mana 3/3 Leader Goblin. Activate 2. Deal 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Then if you control 2 or more goblin creatures, deal 3 damage to your opponent's planeswalker. That's kind of high shit tier, isn't it? maybe low high shit tier. Yeah? 8 mana 3/3, leader goblin. Does a little bit of damage. No, maybe that's more like high mid shit tier actually. Yeah. High mid shit tier probably. Lingering Tormentor. Yeah, awful. I'm baffled what's going on the art, but it's an awful card, so I don't really need to know. Local Gaia Falcon. No, loyal Gaia Falcon, not local. Are you local? Not local Gaia Falcon. Loyal Gaia Falcon. This is 3/3 defender. Can't attack. When you cast a white card, this creature loses can't attack until the beginning of your next turn. Yeah, we've seen a bit of this can't attack stuff going on at the moment, and it's just kind of awful, isn't it? I've not really thought about how to use the can't attack clause. Just having a thing that just doesn't attack. Like I say, I'm interested in maybe using it as a cost, yeah? Maybe having a creature that does something really good that I like say it converts 5 gems to green or something ludicrous like that. It doesn't have to be that good. Just something that's good, yeah? But you have a creature, but in order to have it do the cool thing, yeah, like generating lots of mana or drawing lots of cards and putting lots of mana in it. Those are mostly the only things we care about these days, aren't we? Thank you, Power Creep. In order to do that on a creature, you would like put the counter attack on it as a cost. Yeah? So you make it like a 6/6 or something. And be like, well, you can do cool stuff, but if you do, it's not going to deal damage to your opponent. That's where I do it. And of course, that's not really a problem. I understand that's not really a problem, that it can't attack, because that's what you want, is a creature that generates loads of resources in the early part of the game and doesn't kill your opponent because you want to get your objectives. And then you can let it go in the late part of the game. But it's all right to design cards that people want. That is the thing. You don't have to make all cards like this that nobody would ever want for any reason. It's okay to like figure out what people want to do with their cards and design cards that they then go, oh, I want to play with that. Have you ever tried doing that, Webcore? Give it a go. See what you feel like after you've tried one of those. Gain X life, says Luminescent Rain. X is equal to the greatest power of a creature that shares a subtype with another creature you control. This is a really octagon-y set, isn't it? I mean, you could just put gain 10 life on this card, couldn't you? And still nobody would play with it. But no, this is a real kind of octagon, getting paid by the word thing they've got going on, which makes it worse than that version of the card, but also more difficult for them to code as well. Lots of octagonness going on in this set. Lunk Errant. 13 mana 4/4. Beginning of combat. Gets +1/+1 and trample. Oh yeah, 5/5 then, isn't it? It's a 5/5. It's a 14 mana 5/5. We've been putting those in like mid shit tier, haven't we? That's what I think we've been doing that. maybe low mid shit tier. Liss Alana Bowmaster. 2/2 reach, obviously terrible. When an elf creature enters a battlefield under your control, deal 2 damage to the first opposing creature with flying. Again, nobody's playing that for any reason. Nobody even playing the Commoner's Cup gives a toss about this. And if nobody playing the Commoner's Cup gives you a toss about your common, you've got a problem. Marilyn of the Morn Song. We've seen, haven't we? Sure, we've seen. I'm going to skip over her because I'm sure we've seen her and we've talked about her in one of the elite packs. Draw your first card, gains 10 mana. Yeah, sure we've seen that. Marsh Drinker Giant. When this creature enters the battlefield, destroy 4 gems of your Planeswalker's colours. I mean, why not all of them? Go on, knock yourself out. Give it a go. Do the lot. Have we seen that on a card before? I feel like we probably have. Oh, I mean, Leyline of the Guild Pack used to do it. Oh, fuck it. Do that. Leyline of the Guild Pack used to do it completely for free. And, you know, you could also turn it into a land. Maybe that's why Leylin's Guild Pack was too good. Yeah, just make this. Just blow up all of your opponent's gems. See what it does. Because this is obviously not good enough. I mean, it's a bit kind of mid-shit theory. But, you know, not really. Meadow Boon. When this creature leaves the battlefield, all your creatures get +1/+1. Garbage. Marrow Bone Gnawer. When you cast a black card, exile the first card in your opponent's graveyard. Nope. Marrow Levitator. When you cast a blue spell, a random creature you control gains flying. When this creature enters the battlefield... Well, we're coming up to something. Don't you worry. Just so much rubbish. Mind Shatter. Here we go. This is a masterpiece at the beginning of your turn. If this card is in your hand and has full mana, which it might well have, it only costs 5, increases card's level by 1. Levels, yes, the level's only going up by 1. Seems like it's going to be bad, doesn't it? Your opponent discards the first X cards from their hand. X is this card's level. Yeah, I don't think so, I'm afraid. As a one-off effect. The idea of discarding your opponent's whole hand is something that may appeal to paper Magic the Gathering players, but not really. Yes, you're playing Infinite Obliteration over this, aren't you? You can cast this and just immediately just get the first card in your opponent's hand and it's discarded, and that's fine. But Infinite Obliteration will do that as well. So you can wait a turn with this, if it's got full mana in it, and hit the first 2 cards in your opponent's hand. Infinite Obliteration will do that as well. And then you can wait even longer with this, and you can discard more cards in your opponent's hand. At that point, I think we don't really care. For a whole card, I don't think you're not turning the whole game around, casting a Mind Twist and making your opponent discard their whole hand in Magic Puzzle Quest the same as you are in paper. So, no, sorry, Mind Shatter. I'm afraid Infinite Obliteration is just better than you. Mind Spring. Draw X cards. X is the number of blue gems on the board. Do they gain mana? They do not gain mana, in which case I do not think we care. 8 mana. 8 mana, draw 6 cards. Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fair. It seems like it says draw 6 cards, doesn't it? Because it's going to be unlikely it's going to draw you less than 6 cards. And it also can't draw you more than 6 cards because you only fit 6 cards in your hand. So, I don't know. Maybe some people will like it in Legacy combo decks. You know, what we like in Legacy combo decks, especially if you're playing with Omniscience and Word of Knowledge, we just like cards that put a lot of cards into your hand, you know. So I'm playing a deck every week that's playing Omniscience, and I'm playing with Apex of Power, draw 6 cards of 14, and I'm playing with Days Undoing, draw 5 cards for 10, and I'm playing with Pull from Tomorrow, draw 5 cards for 2. All those cards are better than this one, but I mean, I wouldn't completely rule out the possibility that when you're building a combo deck that needs to draw a lot of cards, that you might want to put this card into it. I'm not ruling that out. But I think we've got enough card drawing cards in Legacy that we don't need that one. Mindrack Liege. Oh, interesting. Okay, 13 mana 4/4. Yeah. And in fact, it's going to give itself +4/+4, isn't it? I think they fixed all of these things now, you know. So it is a blue creature, so it's going to give itself +2/+2, and its red is +2/+2. So a 13 mana 8/8. And then activate 2 blue or red, gain 10 mana. I mean, that's not bad. If you wrote on a card every turn, gain 20 mana, you'd like that card, wouldn't you? And this has got the potential to do that. So it's not awful, but they're activate gems, aren't they? So it doesn't say that at all. So you're going to be going and playing with your loot, aren't you, instead of this? It's just such a gulf of power between things that happen and things that happen with activate gems. They need to kind of sort that problem out a little bit, I think. Well, just stop printing Activate 2 and Activate 1 on things, definitely. Mind you, is this going to be any better at Activate 3? Mirror Sheen. Activate 3 red or blue. Copy the first non-copy spell in your hand. It gains half its mana rounded up. I mean, one thing they could do to make... Would it? No, it wouldn't. Now, what I was thinking, this is I don't know where this insane idea came from, is that, like, one problem with Activate Gems is they don't even appear on the board until your next turn. So for some reason my brain said, well, maybe you make them appear on the board straight away, but you've already gone past the point in the turn where you can match them anyway, can you? So it makes no difference if they appear on the board straight away. No, we don't like it. Monstrify, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. I mean, okay, maybe, all right, maybe I'd play this in the Commoners' Cup. But I'd master it in the Commoners' Cup and I'd be happy about it. But it's not good enough to earn a permanent fixture in the deck. As soon as I want to master something else, I'll bump this out. And this will be better than that other card that I was putting in to master instead of this one. But it's not good enough to earn a permanent slot in the deck. Moonglove Changing, obviously garbage, because it's a changeling, and all changelings by law must be garbage. Moonhold. Is this going to be another one of those invert the skies that we saw earlier? It does look like it, doesn't it? Is it the same card? 6 or more gems, each opposing creature loses flying. 6 or more gems, your creatures gain flying. Okay. And this one does 6 or more gems, each opposing creature loses flying. 6 or more gems, your creatures get. It's exactly the same card. It was 9 mana, wasn't it? Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible, unplayable card, but they've given it to us twice. Whew! Morsel Theft. I wonder what... They must have done something very different in paper, surely. I wonder what they did in paper. I'm not going to go and have a look. Morsel Theft. Your opponent loses 5 life, and you gain 5 life, draw a card. Yeah, look, see, it's got Prowl, and that means it has to have a cost that's way too big. You could do that on a card, couldn't you? I mean, do we even have that? Do we have that anywhere? I often play Read the Bones with my Grist, with various Grist builds that I play, because I think you can play it in the Silver Cup as well as the Commoners' Cup, can't you? Read the Bones. And what that does, you pay 4 mana, you lose 2 life, you draw 2 cards. Do we have like a nice simple card that's in black, that's nice and cheap, that just goes, they lose some life, you gain some life, and you draw some cards, and you can monkey with those numbers a lot. I don't think we even have anything like that, do we? That's a nice simple piece of design that could be done. I mean, look, if this cost 5 mana, whether or not it had Prowl or not, you know, this costs 5 mana. 5? If this cost 3 mana, you'd really think about it, wouldn't you? You'd slap it into your Grist deck. It's nice to have these cheap card drawing cards in your Grist deck because they cast out of your graveyard with those corrupt gems, don't they? Certainly if this costs 3 mana, you'd definitely think about playing with it. I think you'd probably... 3 mana might be a little too good, I don't know. I know this game is so knackered at the moment. It's really hard to kind of pitch the power level of all the cards that aren't in the top tier. But put it down at 5 mana. Yeah, don't make it 13. Mosquito Guard, rubbish. Moth's Changeling. The beginning of your turn. Oh, another creature you control gets stun counter 1. What's wrong with a creature my opponent controls, eh? How about that? And this creature gets flying and hexproof. This creature, another creature that I control, so that I can give this creature that doesn't do anything, it's got a 1/1, so it can get flying and hexproof. Mud Button Clanger. Kinship Guardian creature gets +1 on the turn. Yeah, rubbish. Murkfiend Liege. So this is, yes, again, an 8/8, an 18 mana 8/8. That doesn't sound too good, does it? 10 mana 8/8, you might go, oh, okay, what's it do? 18 mana 8/8, you're like, it's still going to be too expensive even if it does do a good thing. And the thing that it does is, at the beginning of your turn, reinforce your green and blue creatures until end of turn. Only until end of turn. It's not even racking it up every single turn. Go on, make it rack them up every single turn. See what happens then. Still not great, is it? Better than that, though. Murmuring Bosk. So this seems like it's approaching what we might want from a land, does it? Yeah, because, I mean, not really. But it's better than so many of the other lands they play. We've seen so many lands recently at 13 mana, 14 mana, 15 mana. The fact that this is at 10 mana and converting 3 gems, you know, it's better than all those things. But we need those lands to be at 7 mana, 8 mana. We've got lands at 8 mana. Yeah, we have got lands at 8 mana, haven't we? We've got those new filter lands. But, you know, they're too good. And in fact, they are so good, you know, they're sucking up the oxygen from anything else. I mean, I get it, you want some chase cards in the set, but don't you want people to chase some of the mythics as well, like this one? Do you want some people to go after, the masterpieces? Because what you've done, Webcore, is you've created a situation where we all chased the colour identity lands, and now we all have most of them. I think I've got 8 of them now, 8 of the 10. And then a card like this comes along, and I go, no, I'm fine with my Sunken Ruins or my Firelit Thicket now, please. Don't give a flying toss about 10 mana for converting 3 gems to green. There's some more. Let's just read with the more. When you cast a white card for your first time, convert 3 gems to white, then lose 3 life. When you cast a black card for the first time during your turn, convert 3 gems to black, then you lose 3 life. So, I mean, no. I mean, it's not as good as those lands. The colour identity lands, they are too good. And all the other lands you print aren't good enough. So we're not going to be chasing these masterpieces. Mutavault. Oh, this is going to depress me. Mutavault's a really fun card in paper because, you know, it's a man land, and I mean, I don't know if a land that converts into a 2/2 is at all interesting to people in this day and age. It's certainly not the kind of card you were playing Commander, but I've had it in, like, say, a Legacy Merfolk deck. Not sure you wouldn't have played it in Goblins in Legacy in paper, but I've had it in a Legacy Merfolk deck. I appreciate Mutavault, but it's going to suck here, isn't it? Let's see what it does. Beginning of your turn, convert 3 gems to your Planeswalker's colours. Again, 9 mana, that's too high, isn't it? You want to be able to cast it on a single turn. Then, if you have at least 2 different cards that share a subtype in the battlefield, your first creature gets +4/+4 and Changeling. I mean, it seems to me 2 different cards that share a subtype. It's talking about lands as well there. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? That's kind of interesting design to say, you know, a land that says two different cards that share a subtype, because it might be talking about the subtype Goblin, but it also might be talking about the subtype Land. That's easy to achieve. However, just converting 3 gems for 9 mana and giving your first creature +4/+4 in Chainsing is not interesting enough, is it? So certainly we're not planning on throwing away our Swarm Yards anytime soon to play with Mutavault. No. Necroskitter. Necroskiter. When an opposing non-token creature dies, right, that doesn't sound like it's going to happen a lot. If that creature's power was lower than its own base power, return it to the battlefield under your control. What? Okay, so I'm going to play this. I have to kill it as well, myself. Because this isn't going to do it. This hasn't got, like, Berserk or anything. Or Death Touch. Not that Death Touch would do it anyway if it didn't have Berserk. When an opposing non-token creature dies, if its power was lower than its own base power, right, you can see what's happened here, can't you? So this kind of relies on the fact that Wither might have done that creature's damage, yeah? The creature has to have been powered down by, so it's had to be killed by something, but also powered down by something. And it can't be this Necroskitter, because it can't, because it doesn't have any kind of defensive or berserky ability that will interact with things. Turn to battlefield under your control. At the beginning of your turn, other creatures you control gain Wither. I mean, oh, okay. Okay, fine if you want to. There we go. So yeah, you're playing with this. You're also playing with a defender. That defender gains Wither from this card. Yeah. And then, I mean, presumably, when let's say I've got an 8/8 defender, it gets Wither from this. Your 6/6 attacks. It hits my creature, my 8/8 defender with Wither. And you would assume then, because it died of Wither, damage dealt by creatures also reduce that creature's power by the same amount. Yeah. I would then immediately gain control of that creature. You would assume that's what happens, wouldn't you? If you like. If you want to play with it, knock yourself out. But I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the idea of having a creature that, like, steals your opponent's creatures. Yeah? We've had some of those, and we like those. Like Ariette, you know. What other creatures steal your opponent's creatures? I mean, off the board. Obviously, Marvo steals them from your opponent's deck and lets you play with them. And Atali steals them from your opponent's deck and lets you play with them. But actually, creatures that are permanently stealing your opponent's creatures off the board, Zareth San, again, from your opponent's graveyard there. I don't know. I'm having trouble. There must be some creatures that take your creatures in play and make them my creatures in play. But I'm really drawing a blank on thinking of other things. Remind me of that when I get to part 4 of the review. I'll have had a look around by then to try and think of some. But this one I really don't think is good enough. It's a 1/4 for God's sake. I mean, it does the important job of giving your other defensive creature Wither, but it's just not good enough. You know, it's the old problem again of, you know, this whole thing doesn't work unless my defender's bigger than your defender, and if my defender's bigger than your defender, then than your creature, then you know, I'm in a sorted position anyway. I want to say there's something here, but I don't think there's something in, yeah, having a creature that steals your opponent's creatures. And I'm sure there is something that already exists in the game that's better than that. Let's see what we've got here. Needle Spectre. When this creature deals combat damage to your opponent's planeswalker, your opponent discards a card, you draw a card, and you gain 2 life. I mean, probably not, no. You know, we are drawing a card and discarding a card from the opponent. We're not putting mana into that card that we get. And I do feel like we have, I've said this before, we've moved past cards that just make your opponent discard 1 card a turn, just assuming that's going to lock down an opponent. I guess it's not bad. Does it go in high shit tier? Maybe it goes in high shit tier. I mean, it doesn't kill your opponent, but, you know. But it's absolutely not getting any higher than high shit tier. Nettle Sentinel. Here we go. Can't attack again. When you cast a green spell, this creature loses can't attack. This is basically the same template we had on that other thing. There's just no place for that type of card in the game. Nevermaker. When this creature enters the battlefield, return target opposing creature to the top of its owner's library. I mean, honestly, at 8 mana, that's quite a cheap 1-for-1 removal spell, isn't it? To the top of its owner's library, so it's getting rid of Galters in a way that they won't immediately come back from the graveyard, and it gets rid of loots. You know, but it is, unfortunately, a 1-for-1. I told you last time, in the last part of the review, didn't I? I said that I've got loads and loads of these kind of blue removal spells kind of just stacking up, waiting for me to, unmastered, waiting for me to find a reason to master them. But they're never good enough to actually get played in any serious event. I mean, I suppose no, do I play with Harbinger of the Tides? I don't think I do play with Harbinger of the Tides. Harbinger of the Tides is probably the closest I get to a 1-for-1 removal spell. And I think I might play it in specifically for an event that wants me to play with Merfolk, but no, wait a minute, I really don't think that I do. Power Creep has just made 1-for-1 removal, or as you know, Zibra would prefer I call it point removal. It's just made it largely irrelevant. It's too low power. Nightmare Incursion. I've got this one. Destroy the top X cards of target player's library. X is number of black gems. Okay, well, I mean, that's not as many as Space-Time Anomaly, if you want to do it to yourself, is it? If you want to do it to your opponent, well, in fact, it's got a mill 12 effect. If you want to do it to your opponent, then mill 12. Increase the cost of the first 3 cards in your opponent's hand by 5. No, just too low power. Just not making enough difference. Nightshade Schemers. Your opponent loses 1 life. Rubbish. Night Sky Mimic. When you match a white or black gem for the first time during a turn, this creature's power and toughness becomes 4/4 and gains flying. I'll tell you what my brain's doing. My brain's just thinking, is this better? Is this better than Activate Gems? It seems a bit better than Activate Gems, doesn't it? Having a creature that, rather than say Activate 1 or Activate 2 on it, saying when you make a white match or a black match. Still a bit poo though, isn't it? Still a bit poo. Generally better than Activate Gems. And I think I like it more than Activate Gems. The problem that I've talked about before with Activate Gems is you can't solve Activate Gems just by putting more of them on the board, because, you know, I don't know how many of you out there have tried to play with both a Demolition Field and a Desolate Mire at the same time, but the whole board, just off those 2 cards, just gets full of activated gems and you can't tell what the fuck's what. Whereas if those cards weren't like this, you wouldn't have that problem, would you? I think I'd like to see this kind of effect over Activate Gems, but it's still a bit bad, isn't it? And obviously, this specific card, garbage. Nip Gwillian, rubbish. Fun name to say, though. Noblest of War. When a creature you control attacks, that creature gets +2/+0, then this creature gets +0/+1. I mean, okay, I suppose you could say that's high shit tier. That creature gets +2/+0 permanently. This creature gets +0/+1 permanently. I don't know. My kind of low high shit tier though. Innit? Yeah. Noggin Whack. Your opponent discards the last card without mana from their hand. Just make it the first card, really. Again, it's got the Prowl problem, hasn't it? Is Prowl's new in this set? I think Prowl's new in this set, isn't it? And so we're halfway through the cards. And we haven't seen anything, have we? With that just hasn't been too expensive because it's got Prowl. Noggle Bandit, my favourite tribe, as you all know. Noggle, it's a Noggle, not rogues, no, but Noggles. I love those Noggles. They're ace, aren't they? Oh, it's nice to see an Orchard Spirit again every so often, isn't it? Noggle Bridgebreaker. Oh, here we go. Look, there's going to be loads of Noggles. Yeah, Noggles are really kicking off here. Let's keep going until we hit Notorious Throng and then call it a day, since we've just noticed that there's a mythic coming up in the pile. Noggle Bridgebreaker. Yeah, good old Noggles. Love them. When this creature enters the battlefield, return a land support you control to your hand. It gains 4 mana. Well, who cares about that, honestly? Honestly, who cares about that? Noggle Hedge Maze. I mean, honestly, Noggle Hedge Maze is kind of good. I remember playing this in Draft, you know? And it's got 2 kind of slightly relevant abilities. It's got hybrid mana in paper, you know, and if you pay for it with one colour, it does one thing. You pay for it with another colour, it does another thing. Let's see what Noggle Hedge Maze does here. When this creature on the battlefield, 2 or more land supports, disable the first opposing creature till the end of your next turn. Low power. 2 or more land supports. When it leaves, deal 3 damage to your opponent's planeswalker. Nope. Nope, very bad. When this creature enters the battlefield, each player discard a card and draw 2 cards. Yeah, we don't care about that. Right, let's make this the last one. Notorious Throng. So here we go. This is a mythic. It has Prowl. So if you're attacking with a rogue, remember, you're getting 5 mana every single turn to put into this card. It's a bit mean of me to think of, to say that I'm attacking with Marvo, isn't it? Somebody think of a slightly worse rogue that I might attack with. No? Can't think of one? Yeah, this is kind of the problem, really, isn't it? Kindred Rogue as well. So 17 mana. Create a Shadowmoor Fairy token. So these are 1/1s. Then reinforce it X times. Now some people like this. Some people really like the fact that they're what we're getting these days. We're not creating X tokens anymore. We're creating 1 token and reinforcing it. And the reason they like it is because you don't have to wait for the animations, which of course is good. We don't want to wait for the animations, but it is a bit of a kludge, and it does mean that if your creature objectives are summon X things, it does not work for that, which is why I don't like it, which is why I would much rather they fix the animation speeds. I know they're never going to do that, so I guess this is the next best thing, but it's not really a particularly good thing that they're doing it. It's a kludge. So we get a 1/1, we reinforce it, X times X the number of blue gems on the board, and then you gain an extra swap. That seems too expensive for an extra swap to me, doesn't it? It's 17 mana. I mean, sure, you might get to put some mana in it with Prowl. 5 mana. You might get to put some mana in it with Kinship. Yeah, if you play another rogue card onto the board. But it just seems too expensive, doesn't it? You're getting maybe 7/7/8/8 Flying Fairy and gaining an extra swap. but 17 mana still seems like too powerful for that, too expensive for that. I mean, you never underestimate how much some people like swaps, but and you know, a large, big, fat creature like that with an extra swap on it, that I think that counts as being a high shit tier card. I don't think it's much better than that though. Right, I think we'll call it an eye. I reckon we can get through... Oh, no, I don't think we can. 316 cards, apparently, in the set. Really doesn't sound like we're going to get through all of those in part 4, do we? So it looks like we're going to be playing part 4 and part 5 of the set review. Thank you very much, Zivert, for being in. I don't know if you're still there or if you're not, but thank you for being in and reminding me what the name of some cards was early on when I couldn't remember what the hell anything was called. Hello, Sarah in the future. I hope you're enjoying watching this. There you go. That's most of the people I think are probably going to watch this. I usually get about 30 views over time. Over the coming weeks, I usually get about 30 or so views on my videos. So, yeah, I'm a pretty influential guy, actually, yeah. Maybe I'll move to Dubai and, yeah, become an influencer out there. Always looking for influencers who've got a bit of pull in the community, like my good self, you know. So, sorry it's taken so long to get around to part 3. We'll try and get on to part 4, you know, start of next week, probably. Probably not the weekend. Don't want to do it tomorrow. Sunday I'll be playing my coalition event. Monday or Tuesday we'll try doing part 4 of the set review there, and we'll see you all then. All right. How do I do the thing? I'll tap on there, don't I? And then I hit this button.